I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily clean your bike in 5 minutes. I'm also going to show you hacks on how you can do this with common household objects and explain why other videos on this subject are wrong and will damage your paint. Let's go. Right, you're in a rush, so we're going to start a 5-minute timer to keep things honest. Let's go. First thing is I'm going to do a pre-wash of the bike with a hose and rinse it down. This is to get all the loose dirt off it, because if you start doing a contact wash straight away, what that will do is mar the paint and rub that dirt into the paint. I see so many bike wash videos do this, and it's a massive mistake. You would never do this on your car, and your bike, well, it can cost more than a car. Now, if you have a stand, it's really good to put your bike in a stand, because that way you don't have to do what I've just done there and spin it round. You can work both sides on it easy and it stops it falling over. If you don't have a stand, place it up against a wall like I've done. Now, using a pressure washer is great, but if you don't have a pressure washer, just a normal garden hose is fine. The other thing that you want to do is make sure you don't pressure wash the bearings. Now we're going to put some detergent in a bucket. There we go, nice squidge of that. And then zhuzh it up with our hose to get lots of bubbles. Now we're going to use this to do the contact wash on the bike. If you've got a dedicated bike cleaning product, that's really good. That's what I've used, look at that. But you can use washing up liquid if you're in a pinch. Just be aware that if you do use washing up liquid, it is very good at stripping out grease from your bearings. Now, while that bucket's there filled, I'm just going to put some degreaser on the cassette and on the chain. As I do this, I'm going to backpedal just so I get degreaser all the way through the chain, and I'm also going to put degreaser on the chain set. Now, if there's one dedicated bike cleaning product I recommend you invest in, it is some proper degreaser. Now, while that degreaser is working its magic, I'm then going to go and do a contact wash on the rest of the frame. Now, to do this, you can just use a general sponge if you don't have a wash mitt like this, but wash mitts are far more effective at lifting the dirt off. So we start at the top of the bike and work our way down, periodically rinsing it off in the bucket to the stays. Make sure you do all the way around the wheel rims. You spin them round. If you're in a rush and you're trying to do it in 5 minutes, you don't need to take your wheels out. I'm just going to go on the down tube. On the down tube, you get loads of dirt there. Just behind the headset. So get it.
3 minutes in, mate.
Right, we are 3 minutes down on the timer. So I better get a move on and stop talking so much. All right, got to do the other side of this wheel. Got all those suds, that's what you want. Right. Now, while those suds just do their magic, before I rinse them off, I'm going to get a brush. Loads of different brushes available. If you don't have a brush like this, you can use a toothbrush. But we're going to go in there. Oh, bucket cam's moved. And I'm just going to turn back pedal with the cranks. Just to against that.
1 minute there.
A common mistake people make is they use a brush like this on the frame and the paint, and that will damage it. So we're not going to do that. Right, just back of there. Right, time to rinse it off with our hose. And we're nearly there, we're nearly all done. Now this is a quick bike wash. This isn't the most thorough detailing session you're ever going to see, but periodically I'll do a deep clean. However, to keep me going in winter when I'm in a rush, and just to make my parts last longer, this is exactly what I do. And it's really good. Right. What's the timer?
Oh, you've got like 4 minutes 45?
15 seconds to spare. There you go. I lied to you. 4 minutes 45-second bike wash. Done. With the extra time, I'm going to dry off the frame with a microfiber towel. Okay, so with that done, I just want to point out a few things, and that is in previous videos, we've shown people using WD-40 or something like GT85 as a degreaser and as a lubricant.
I use WD-40 as my degreaser.
This is terrible news.
This is terrible news.
Do not do this. One of the reasons is that you get overspray with products like that, which goes onto your brakes, and PTFE is in them. That's a lubricant. That will cause your brakes not to work. It's not great on rim brake bikes, but it is terrible on disc brake bikes, and that is because you'll contaminate your braking surfaces and your rotors, which will just make them scream, and it's just terrible. So while on the subject of saying you should invest in a good degreaser, something like this is particularly good because it's not an aerosol, and it's also safe to use on your disc brake rotors. It will actually clean disc brake rotors and not contaminate them. So something like that is absolutely ideal. And once you have cleaned your bike, it's also important to make sure that it is dry. So I've kind of cheated a bit in that I've not included that in the 5 minutes, but it's something that's very quick. Just get like a towel or a rag. If you don't have a nice microfiber drying towel, just use an old rag or a t-shirt or something. Get that moisture off and make sure you then apply some lube to your chain so that it doesn't go rusty. A lot of the time people do a quick wash and then they chuck the bike in a shed, they go off for their Sunday roast, come back a couple of days later and the chain's all rusty. So you want to avoid doing that. So there you have it. If you're in a rush, I hope this has helped you. And if it has, then please subscribe. As I can tell from our analytics, most of you don't. And if you look at this original video we did on this subject, here's Si.
I use WD-40 as my degreaser.
You can see that we have come a long way, and your support really does help us make better videos. Love you. Bye.